So you just finished adding email functionality to your Express.js app, but how do you tell if your emails are actually delivering or if a particular email address bounces? Hi, I'm David. I'm with the SendLayer team, and in this video, I'll show you how to implement a webhook endpoint on your Express.js app to get real-time reports on email events. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
Start by installing 3 packages: Express to run the server, the SendLayer SDK to talk to SendLayer, and .env to load your settings from a file. One thing that catches people out: open your package.json and add type module. That tells Node you want to use the modern import syntax, which is what the SendLayer examples use. Without it, Node throws an error before your code even runs. Next, put your API key in a file called .env. Then add that file to gitignore so your key never gets committed to your repository. Do it now before you forget. Now let's build the endpoint. An endpoint is just a URL in your app that listens for incoming requests. Add express.json first. That line reads the incoming data and turns it into something you can actually use. Leave it out and the request body will be empty, and you'll spend 20 minutes wondering why. Here's the most important line in this whole build: reply with a 200, which just means, okay, before you do anything else, SendLayer waits for that reply. If your code is slow or it errors, SendLayer assumes the delivery failed and sends the whole thing again. So reply first, then do the work. Save to your database after you have already answered. So what does SendLayer actually send you? 2 things: a signature block and an event data block. Event data is the part you care about. Every event tells you what happened, which domain it came from, the message ID, and who the email went to. Opens and clicks also include an IP address. Now, here's the thing that trips up almost everyone. The event names you sign up for are not the names you get back. You sign up for open, and what arrives says opened. You sign up for click, and what arrives says clicked. Same for delivery and delivered. So when you write your code, check for the past tense versions. Once you're checking that name, you have a real integration. Delivered just gets logged. Opened and clicked tell you who is actually reading your email. Bounced is the one that really matters. It comes with the reason the mail server gave you. So you can tell the difference between an address that will never work and a mailbox that is just temporarily full. When an address will never work, stop sending to it straight away. That protects your reputation as a sender. And always add a fallback case. That way, if SendLayer adds a new event type later, your app writes a log line instead of crashing. Right now, your server is only running on your own machine, so SendLayer has no way to reach it. Ngrok fixes that. It is a tool that gives your local server a temporary public web address. Copy that address, add your route on the end, and that is your webhook URL. Use the HTTPS version because real email addresses are going to travel through it. Now we tell SendLayer where to send things. Create a SendLayer client with your API key, then call webhooks.create with your URL and the event you want. And here's a detail worth knowing. Create only takes one event at a time. There is no way to pass a list. One webhook means one event type. So if you want all 6, you look through them and create 6 webhooks, all pointing at the same URL. Each one gives you back an ID. Save those because that ID is the only way to refer to the webhook later. Now send yourself a test email with a link in it and see what comes back. You get a message ID and how long the send took. That message ID is how you match a webhook back to the email that caused it. So hold on to it, and over on your server, the events start arriving. Delivered, opened, clicked, each one sent to you the moment it happens. But look closely at the order. Opened showed up before delivered here. Webhooks arrive whenever they arrive. So don't write code that expects them in a set order. And the same event can turn up more than once. So before you act on one, check whether you have already handled it. The message ID and the event name together are enough to tell. 2 more calls are worth knowing. webhooks.getList, everything you have registered. Look at the last response code. That is SendLayer telling you whether your server actually replied. If you see errors stacking up there, your endpoint is broken and nothing else would have told you. Webhooks.delete removes 1. Using that ID, you will need this because there is no way to edit a webhook after you create it. If the URL changes, you delete the old one and make a new one. That comes up a lot while you are building because every time you restart ngrok, you get a different address, clear out the old webhooks, or you will end up with a pile of them quietly failing. So before you put this live, reply with a 200. Before you do any work, check whether you have already handled an event before acting on it. Do anything slow in the background, and always use HTTPS.
So there you have it. We've successfully implemented a webhooks endpoint in Express using the SendLayer Node.js SDK. To learn more about using the SDK, or if you want to implement email functionality, I'll put a link to our video where we'll cover in details how to send email in Node.js and JavaScript. Be sure to check it out, and if you want to get started with SendLayer, I'll put a link to get started. Check out the link in the description section or somewhere around this video to try it out. Catch you in the next one.